Catholic family, St. Joan of Arc.
Hi, guys. My cousin gave me her music player, and it's got some great music on it.
Really?
Yeah, it's a band called Sham Tam Lup, or something like that. I'm not sure.
Oh, really? Let me hear it. They're good.
Aren't they?
Well, we have to go to class now.
Here, you're not allowed to bring music players or cell phones to school.
You keep it.
Me? What if the teacher sees it?
Just keep it in your backpack.
But...
Come on, it'll be fine.
Today we're going to study the Industrial Revolution, which started with the invention of the steam engine. What's that?
It's the music player.
Oh no, it's warning that the battery's running low.
Sarah, that beeping sound is coming from your backpack. What is it? Is it a music player? You know it's not loud.
Yes, but it's not mine.
It's not? It's in your backpack and it's not yours?
Shh. Well,
I'm sorry, Sarah, but I'll have to punish you. You're going to detention for 2 days after school.
That's not fair.
I'm sorry, but you know those are the rules.
I told you, and it's all your fault.
I'm sorry.
Well, boys and girls, today in our religious education class, I'm going to tell you the story of Saint Joan of Arc, a young French girl who was unfairly tried and sentenced to death.
Unfairly? You mean she was convicted when she was innocent?
Exactly.
Like me.
You see, Saint Joan of Arc fought for the French in the 100 Years' War and won several battles against the English and the Burgundians. The English wanted to take over a part of France, and the Burgundians were Frenchmen who supported the English. Saint Joan of Arc was captured, tried, and condemned to death.
To death?
That's right. The English and the Burgundians organized a mock trial with the sole aim of finding Joan guilty of heresy and condemning her to death.
This trial is unfair. I haven't been allowed to have a lawyer to defend myself. Besides, all the clergy in this court support the English.
We'll say what is fair.
I demand that French clergymen be present.
Request denied. This court is valid.
That's not true.
She was accused of heresy and having disguised herself as a soldier.
Did she disguise herself as a soldier?
She had no choice. At that time, women were not allowed to go to war, and Saint Joan of Arc had to dress as a soldier in order to lead the soldiers of France.
I'm like St. Joan of Arc. I've been unfairly punished because of you.
Well, boys and girls, tomorrow I'll tell you more about the life of Saint Joan of Arc.
Now I have to stay here and go to detention, while you all go and play. This isn't fair.
I'm very sorry.
I heard about your punishment.
Yes, it was Paula's fault.
I understand.
Sister Patricia, can you tell me more about the story of St. Joan of Arc?
Of course. Well, Joan was born in 1412 into a poor peasant family. They lived in the countryside, in a lovely house surrounded by crops. Look, Jacques, she's a beautiful baby girl.
We will name her Joan.
Her parents, Jacques and Isabelle, were poor farmers who rented a large area of farmland. And her father combined his work as a farmer with another position serving the village, collecting taxes, and heading the local guard. At the age of 13, Joan had visions of the Archangel Michael, Saint Margaret of Antioch, and Catherine of Alexandria in her garden. They told her to help Charles VII become king and free France from English domination in the final period of the 100 Years' War.
And she wasn't scared?
The first time she heard them speak to her, she was very frightened, but then she cried when they disappeared because they were such beautiful visions.
Well, I guess I'm not much like St. Joan of Arc. Even though she was wrongfully punished, she had visions and I didn't.
That's not the most important thing. We can imitate St. Joan of Arc because we should all be soldiers of Jesus and spread God's love to those around us.
That's what Paula, who got me into this mess, should do. Paula, you need to go to school right now and confess that the music player was yours. It's not fair for me to be punished.
No, I can't do that.
Why not?
If I confess, I'll get a 3rd black mark and I'll be expelled for 3 days, and my parents will punish me even more.
Well, I'm sorry, but tomorrow after school, we'll go and talk to the teacher and clear everything up. The music player was Paula's.
Really? Then why was it in your backpack?
Tell her, Paula.
I had nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it? That's not true.
Well then?
All right, then. You're not my friend anymore.
Well then, girls, it's time to go.
And I'll have to stay here for another day of detention because of you. Sister Patricia, keep telling me the story of St. Joan of Arc.
Ah, very good. Well, at the age of 16, she asked a French commander to take her to see the king.
You want to see the king? You?
That's right. I've had visions of saints who've told me how to win the war.
Are you crazy? You're an illiterate peasant and you say you know how to win the war?
So the commander mocked her and turned her away, but the next year she returned.
I must stand by the king. There will be no help for the kingdom but mine. I'd much rather stay at my mother's side spinning wool. Yet I must go and do this because my lord wants me to.
You're a stubborn young girl. Okay, give me a sign that'll make me believe you.
Here is the proof. Our troops will lose the Battle of Rouvray.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
And that's what happened. A few days later, messengers arrived saying that they had lost the battle.
And did the commander believe her?
Yes, and he sent her to the king dressed as a soldier to not attract attention.
She dressed up as a man?
Yes, she did because it was the only way to go unnoticed in the war zone. Joan's first meeting with Charles VII took place at the royal court in the town of Chinon in 1429, when she was 17 and he was 26.
Miss Joan asked to be received by His Majesty.
Your Majesty.
So you're the famous peasant girl who was sent by Commander Robert de Baudricourt.
Yes, Your Majesty, I am. I come to ask you to send me with your soldiers to Orléans to win the battle.
Sir, she's an illiterate peasant girl. We can't trust her.
You're asking me to trust a 17-year-old girl who can neither read nor write?
That's right, sir.
And why should I?
I've had visions, and I know how to win the war.
Visions.
Sir, I think she's crazy.
You're very brave, Joan, but you're asking me to place all my trust in you. And that's not easy. I'll have you examined by a doctor to see if you are crazy.
As you wish, Your Majesty.
Take her away and examine her carefully.
And they gave her a medical and theological examination.
And what did they say?
That she wasn't crazy and that she was a perfectly normal person.
And so?
Your Majesty, Joan is a girl of irreproachable character, a good Christian, with the virtues of humility, honesty, and simplicity.
I understand. Okay, you'll go to Orléans at the head of my army.
But sir, that's madness.
I have nothing to lose. We've tried to win this war in every possible way, and we failed. Our only hope is to place our trust in this young woman. If what she says is true, we have some hope at least.
So Joan led the French soldiers at Orléans. She carried a banner and told the soldiers how to attack the English.
Advance bravely. Fear nothing. Trust in God. Everything will be fine.
Although they didn't carry any weapons or didn't kill anyone, her orders to the soldiers helped them win the battle.
That's incredible!
We Catholics must be brave like Saint Joan of Arc and spread God's love to all people because God always helps us with His grace.
Is grace the strength of God?
That's right. Hello, Paula. You look sad.
Sara and I aren't friends anymore.
I heard. Sara told me. Look, I think you should confess that the music player was yours.
And risk getting a third black mark? I'll be expelled.
Yes, but Sara was punished unfairly.
Like Joan of Arc.
Well, sort of. You have to resolve this problem.
Yeah, I know. That's the right thing to do.
Pray about it.
Okay, by the way, what was the trial of St. Joan of Arc like?
Well, you see, on May 23rd, 1430, Joan was ambushed and captured by the Burgundians. She was hit by an arrow and fell from her horse. She was imprisoned. Then, the English came to the castle to pay to take Joan with them.
We want to buy the prisoner, Joan.
Why?
To give her a trial and kill her. She's caused us a lot of trouble.
Will you give her a fair trial?
That'll be difficult. Joan must die. Here, 10,000 pounds.
10,000 pounds? Well, that changes everything.
So tell me, is it a deal?
It's a deal. Joan is yours.
So Joan was sold to the English, who put her on trial with false evidence and condemned her to be burned at the stake.
How awful!
The trial was a farce. Joan protested, but she was ignored. She was accused of heresy and disguising herself as a soldier. The fact is that she was killed because she was a danger to the English.
Please, fathers, can you hold a crucifix in front of me?
Of course.
This is unfair. The trial was a sick joke.
There's nothing we can do now. Soon I'll be at the Lord's side. I trust in God, my Creator, in every way. I love Him with all my heart.
This young woman is a saint.
And so St. Joan of Arc died, burned at the stake.
I feel terrible that I allowed Sara to take the blame for me. I don't want to be like the English and the Burgundians who lied to condemn an innocent woman. I'll go and talk to the teacher tomorrow. Good afternoon. I have something to tell you.
Really? Well, what is it?
I...
Tell me.
The music player was mine.
But you said it was Sarah's.
I lied.
Why did you do that?
I didn't want to get a third black mark. That would mean 3 days expulsion, and my parents would punish me even more, and...
Well, Paula, I understand, but you shouldn't have lied. You know, we should all take responsibility for our actions, and if we do something wrong, we should accept the consequences.
Does that mean I'll receive a black mark?
Yes. You know you're not allowed to bring music players or cell phones to school.
I know.
But you've done the right thing in confessing the truth.
I just don't want to be like the English and the Burgundians who lied to kill St. Joan of Arc.
I see Sister Patricia has told you the story.
Yes, it's incredible.
Well, that's all cleared up. Now go to class.
Well, children, today I will finish telling you the story of St. Joan of Arc.
I've spoken to the teacher and told her the truth.
Did you confess that the music player was yours?
Yes. Friends?
Friends.
After the end of the 100 Years' War, a new trial, approved by the Pope, was held on the case of Joan of Arc, at the request of Joan's mother and the Inquisitor General of France.
It's a letter from the Inquisitor General of France asking for a retrial of Joan of Arc.
But she's already been burned at the stake.
They want to clear her name because it was an unfair trial.
After her death?
Yes, apparently there are many indications that this trial was completely unfair.
You mean they condemned an innocent woman?
Apparently so it seems. I'll approve it. If she was innocent, everyone must know.
So a group of theologians examined the testimonies of 115 eyewitnesses to the life and death of Joan, the Maid of Orleans.
And as the conclusion of this study, we declare that Joan of Arc was innocent. Her trial was unfair. False witnesses were brought forward, and her death was a martyrdom.
The whole town was awaiting the verdict of the retrial.
It is hereby declared to one and all that the trial of Joan of Arc is annulled as unfair. The young Joan was unfairly executed and died a martyr's death.
Hooray!
I knew it. She was innocent.
At last justice has been done.
Saint Joan of Arc was canonized by Pope Benedict XV on May 16, 1920, as a saint of the Catholic Church.
She became a martyr and a saint.
That's right.
The same thing happened to me. She was punished unfairly.
Hi, girls.
Hello, Sister Patricia. You know, I've decided to entrust myself to Saint Joan of Arc to bring God's love to all those around me.
And me too.
Well, I just thought we could go to church and pray to Saint Joan of Arc to ask her for her help.
Great! Dear Jesus, through the intercession of Saint Joan of Arc, please help me to be brave like her and to bring your love to all of those around me.
Please help me accept the punishment that my parents and my school will give me, without protesting, however difficult it may be.
Amen.